Many people think they have failed when they simply stopped too soon. Some people start something and quit because they didn't get support or they didn't go viral and they just got tired. Some even because they didn't see results quickly. The issue is often not ability. The issue is stamina. The issue is lack of staying power. Welcome to Make Your Move. And in this episode, I discuss what I have titled, Don't Quit Before the Breakthrough. I once heard the story of two students who started printing t-shirts on the same campus. So the first student printed 20 shirts and managed to sell only 5. The story goes that he became discouraged and concluded that people were not interested. So he stopped. He simply stopped. But the second student started with the same idea in the same market, the campus, and had similar challenges. But instead of quitting, he kept showing up. He kept designing, promoting, and kept learning from feedbacks. The first batch he had did not do well, and the second batch did not do well either. But by the fourth attempt, something happened. He discovered that people were beginning to connect with his design, and so demand increased. What looked like failure before became a success. Now, when you look at these two stories, you discover that the difference was not talent. The difference was time. The first guy quit before the opportunity had a chance to develop. But the second person stayed long enough to grow. And that simply exemplifies the issue of stamina. In fact, this lesson reminds me of something personal. To this day, I do not know how to ride a bicycle. Not because I could not learn, not because there was no bicycle when I was growing up, and not because I even lacked the physical ability. What happened was that I simply quit too early. When I was learning to ride bicycle as a child, I fell once. I tried again, and I fell the second time. Then I fell the third time. After that, I decided it was not for me. That time I thought the falls were evidence that I could not ride a bicycle. I have lived long enough to realize those were evidence that I was learning, because I believe that every skilled cyclist today had fallen before. Yes, the difference is that those ones got back on the bicycle one more time than they fell off. I stopped before the learning process had a chance to walk. Looking back, I sometimes wonder how many things in life appear impossible simply because many of us walked away too soon. Like how many careers never developed because someone just quit after the first rejection? How many businesses never succeeded because the owner stopped after the first slow season? How many relationships never improved because someone gave up after the first difficult conversation. I think of how many dreams remain unfinished because endurance ran out before opportunity showed up. I would like to remind you that the result you want is often just beyond the point where most people quit. Sometimes it's just one more step to the breakthrough and we quit. Success is not always about being the smartest. It's not about always being the smartest person in the room. Sometimes it's just about staying in the room long enough. Some people have stayed in the room long enough and learned a lot that they looked so smart just because they waited for the dream, to have enough time to grow. I believe you may not need a new dream. You may not even need a new strategy. You may simply need more time, more staying power, more endurance. So today, I want to encourage you to identify one thing you've been tempted to abandon. One goal, one skill, that one project, maybe that one opportunity. Identify it. Choose to give it more time. Decide to put in more effort. Decide to go again. Give it another attempt. Because quitting too early makes everything look impossible. I like to encourage you to stay longer than the struggle, because your breakthrough may be closer than you think.